Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to Master of Lore. Today we're going back into Middle Earth, of course. It is my favorite. And we're going to be discussing something from the Silmarillion, which is the Darkening of the Valinor. This is really interesting stuff because it's really when Melkor kind of rises to his most prominent state of power. And the little passage also mentions Ungoliant, which is really interesting. If you don't know who Ungoliant is, that's the mother of Shelob the spider. From, of course, the Lord of the Rings trilogy. We saw her in the movie taking out Frodo and getting taken out by Samwise. Anyway, so today we're going to be talking about the Darkening of Valinor. Valinor, if you don't know, is one of the trees of light in the Valar. And, the Valar essentially are the gods of Middle Earth, if you will. Technically, I believe Galadriel was a Valar, which is why she's so powerful. But anyway, moving on. After 3 ages of chaining, Melkor came before the Valar to be judged. He seemed to have changed, and he claimed to have repented. So Manwë, the lord of the Valar, he's basically like the god of all gods of Middle-earth, ordered his chains to be removed. So he ordered the chains of Melkor to be removed, which is a big slight to him. But the Valar were deceived, for Melkor only seemed to be fair and good. In secret he plotted their downfall, of course, not something that would surprise anybody. First he sowed strife amongst the elves. Now you're probably wondering, what elves was he sowing strife amongst? So before Lothlorien and the Linden elves and Grey Havens of the Eldar, or Imladris, which is Rivendell, and the Greenwood, which is Mirkwood, of course. Plenty of ages before then. In the first age we had the Doriath, which is the kingdom of the Sindar, and the Belriand, which is the kingdom of the Noldor, which were the two original elf factions that had arrived in Middle Earth. First he sowed strife amongst the elves, and then in alliance with the great spider Ungoliant he made open war on the Valar. He came with Ungoliant to the trees of the Valar and struck them with a great spear. And then the great spider sucked the light and life from the trees, so they withered and died. All of the Valinor was made hideously black with the unlight of Ungoliant, and Melkor laughed with evil joy, because for a second time he had put out the great lights of the world. So you might be thinking to yourself, why would Melkor do this? Well, essentially it's to make himself more powerful. The trees of the Valar is something that they were able to get their power from. It was created in the first song of the Silmarillion, which is the song of the earth, and I guess he refers to it as being earth token in his writing, so it's earth. So essentially it's like the powers of the earth and how it was created. Melkor decided to mess with so that he would have greater control and stability over Middle Earth. That way he could shape it to what he wanted, which is really interesting because if you go back to Sauron, he essentially did the same thing a little bit differently, but he wanted to rid the realms of men of elves and magical creatures so that he would have more stability and control amongst men. And anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed this really interesting video. Please click that like and subscribe button, and stay tuned for more videos on Middle Earth and more fantasy elements. Let me know what you guys want to hear. If there's anything else other than Middle Earth you want me to talk about. I'm just focusing on this for now because it's kind of my first playlist, I guess, on YouTube. And thanks guys, take care and have a good one.